Which Java version do you use on your current project?
So currently we are using Java 17.
Okay, nice to hear, because one of our tasks related to Java 8, and I would like to know that you have experience with that.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's start with a small question before we are moving to coding. Could you please describe me solid principles?
Yeah, sure. So Solid is an abbreviation for writing the efficient and a scalable code. So S stand for the single responsibility principle. Do you want if I give a two-line description, or do you want a brief description around those concepts? You know.
Yes, please, a few words about each of these principles.
Okay, so thanks. So, single responsibility principle state that a particular class or an interface should have a designated responsibility. So, let's say I should not be having the repository at the service layer. So, ideally, these two concerns should be segregated or bifurcated into two separate classes. um, and also it deals with the abstraction as well. So it goes with the interfaces as well. When then we have O stand for open and closed principle, which state that it the interfaces and the class, the concrete class, should be open for any extension, but it should be closed for modification, which basically help us with the first principle, as well as it also uh, enables the existing classes to have a better usable code. And then we moved to the L part, and then L stand for scope substitution principle, which clearly state that if we are having any interface, and then concrete and we have two interfaces which basically implement that particular interface, so it should be interchangeable. So basically what it says, like, if I replace one interface with another, the existing property or the existing functionality of this particular interface should not be cracked or should not be broken. Now we move ahead with I. So it says that interface segregations. So it generally it's almost as same as like the single responsibility principle, but it differs in a very slightly manner, that it says that uh, the core responsibility of the interface should be based on some functionality. Let's say if one group of classes, only those group of classes should be able to implement through it, and inherit all the properties and all the functionality, the abstraction it does provide for a particular functionality. And the second interface should be basically so basically we should not mix the responsibility of the two interfaces into one, which help us in better design of the problem statement at hand. Then we go into dependency inversion principle, which specifically state that um, the responsibility of managing of the beans, or let's say the object, as if I talk about the plain old object, that should not be with the application code. It should be with the container, rather than application, rather than the concrete class considering it own, having its own dependency calling part. So basically it says like the dependency should be inverted to the container or the context, which basically helps in managing and injecting the beans uh, at the runtime. And also I think, yeah, this is the crux of the dependency in this.
Thanks for your answer. It's very deep. And I believe we can move to our main part. It's a coding.
Okay.
So I am open code editor for us. You can resize it on your size as it is comfortable for you.
Mhm.
Uh, I will change our language to Java,
Okay. So where can
and you can type your code right here, and I will see everything that you are typing. And this is our first task. So this task related to Java 8, as I said
I?
previously, and
Ina,
we need,
sorry to
yeah.
disturb you, but where should I write the code? I didn't see any. Like, I didn't see any canvas. Where should I write the code?
So you see that I open code editor.
No. Uh,
Stay on the browser window where we have interview.
so in the Zoom chat, under Zoom chat, please visit.
Not Zoom chat. You should have opened this. Mm, interesting. Okay, do you have on the left side such like code editor?
No. I have options of fix issues, reconnect, leave, and there's one timer going on in the Zoom chat still. I don't have an option.
Okay, give me a moment then,
Okay.
please. Interesting one.
Can I drink water? Is it okay?
Maybe you can share your screen? Yeah, of course you can drink water.
Okay.
Could you please share your screen? I would like to see
Yeah, sure. Let
your
me.
browser window
Yeah, sure. Let me know if it's
because I
visible.
need.
So I will share my entire screen, okay? So that in case if you want to see anything. Okay. Hope you are able to see it.
Okay, and give me a moment.
Mhm.
I think open for you. Okay, could you please try to reconnect? Like use reconnect
Okay.
button. Let's check our first task. It's related to employee processing with this team. So we need to create a program to process list of employees using Java 8 feature, especially Stream API. For that, we need to define the employee class with the attributes ID, name, and salary.
Okay.
This part I will provide for you.
Okay.
You will start from the next one. It's create a list of employees. So you should create list
Mm-hmm.
and add there, for example, 3 employees. It will be enough for us.
Okay.
Then we will manipulate with this list, and we need
Okay.
to cover 3 subtasks. First of them, it's print the name of employees whose
Mm-hmm.
salary more than provided threshold. Let it be 5,000.
Okay.
Then we will need to create a new list containing the employee with a salary increase of 10%.
Mm-hmm.
And then we need to find the employee with the highest salary. I
Sounds good.
will provide for you more details when you will start working on each of these tasks. And for now, I want to add you this employee class. You see, we
Okay.
have the attributes ID, name, and salary, all arguments constructor, and getters. So you
Okay.
can start with creating a list.
Got it. Okay. Mhm. Okay. Do we have any constructor? So they should be. Should be. Seven should be 10,000. Thousand. Seven. Let me just write it like that. Okay. So seven. Keep a list of internal employees with the same 10%.
Let me check. So yeah, you see that in task we need only the names. What we can do if for have not the list of employees, but list of names in your first task.
Sorry. Okay. So, then the name of them. Name of them.
Yeah, okay, it should work. Let's move on.
Okay.
and create a new list containing the employee with a salary increase of 10%. So here in the result, you should have list of employees,
Got it. Got it.
new list, where employee will be the same as in first one, but salary for each of them should increase.
Got it. Got it. The list of the list. List of employees done. Oh, sorry, so sorry. It's a view. Just find them. Just to find them web tabs.
For the second one, I agree. Just find first, return optional. For which purposes do we need optional?
I was thinking like maybe we can find the first one and then we'll get the so it will be a two-line of code rather than first line of code. So I was thinking
This
like
solution correct, but I'm asking, for
mhm.
which purposes do we need optional?
For which purpose I'm doing optional is it?
Yeah. In general, not on your task. In general, for which purposes do we need optional?
Optional. Let's say if uh, if we are getting To basically resolve the null pointer exception, we basically use optional. So let's say if in certain condition we don't know that this might the program which we have written might cause problem on the null pointer exception. So we zap it around in the on the optional class. We can use different methods around it, like off nullable, off, and then we can do our calculation. So this way we can eliminate the need to specifically mentioning like if this variable is null. So yeah, for this particular.
Okay, so how to get exact value from optional? If we have optional of some object, how we can get that exact object?
By using get method.
Could you please edit?
Like this.
Okay, yeah. And let's return back to the previous task where we need to find the new list of employees. You use map.
Mhm.
Map uses for transformation from one object to another. So you transform your employee to salary and collect. Then in the result you will have list of doubles, but we really need list of employees. So what you can change in your solution to return list of doubles?
Okay. So you want list of double, right?
Yeah.
So then I can think like what to you know.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Let me check. You need to return list of employees. Currently, you return list of
Okay.
doubles even before without this map to double.
So
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 you
okay.
need to return employees, not salary.
Sorry. Um, okay.
Okay, what if we use block of code here? It's like idea, but you need to finish this idea if you got what I mean.
Just oh, okay. So essentially, okay, we need to do like as thought good video. I think it's just that one. So we are going to essentially. Getting the salary.
Okay, let's not waste our time because we need to switch to second task. Here you should return, if you use block of code, you for sure need to return something and return your employee. Then you will collect employee and not the salary. And here, I don't know, you really saw somewhere in Java where you can do, I don't know, using comma. I see it today second time and I don't understand why you use comma between different operation. It's something really strange, but okay. As set salary, and you need to set your new value. Then you update your object of employees, yeah, and return it, and then collect. In such case, this should work. You was almost correct. Okay, let's, before we are moving to next task, while I prepare the space for us, could you please tell me what's the difference between intermediate and terminal operation in Stream API?
So intermediate operations actually result in so it's basically it's a lazy operation and it does not return anything. Whereas basically if is appended with the terminal operation, then it will give you a stream of the operation stream of the parameter type or the custom type which you wanted. So example of the stream like function like math filter flat math, and for the terminally we have find like for each we have collect, and we have get as a string, get at int, and find for is a short circuit operation, so will not consider over it. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, and maybe do you hear also what does it mean lazy evaluation in Stream API? It's also in the context of intermediate and terminal operation.
So lazy initialization actually always associated with the intermediate operation. So basically, is it basically loads out the altered data, but it needs terminal operation to empty its stream. So basically, it's like having a stream of water, so a stream of collections, and then basically, if you using the intermediate operation, so it will stays there, but to basically get the output of from something, then basically you need a terminal operation. So it basically lazily loads the result, but it needs some terminal operation to display the result or to finish out its element inside.
Mhm. Yeah, okay, correct. Thank you. And let's move to our second task.
Okay.
I already prepared space for it and task. We need to write a function
Okay.
where as an input parameter we have array of integers, and as an output we just need to return the smallest positive integer that greater than 0. So just need to find the smallest positive missing number in array. Let's check together one example.
Okay.
Oh my god, not here, sorry. Okay, we will check together example and try to understand what we need there. Okay, we have input parameters, yeah?
Okay. Okay.
Like array of integer. First of all, you see that we have duplicates. It's possible to have duplicates. We have 1 and 1. We don't have any order of this array. So, and we need to find the smallest integer which missing in this array, and it should be positive, greater than 0. So let's check what we miss in this array. We need to follow one by one, yeah, to find if something missing. So let's start with have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 6. So the smallest positive number which missing there, it's 5. Please pay attention if, for example, 0 also does not present in this array, correct? But you have comments that it should be positive and greater than 0. That's why we don't return 0. And also, if we return, for example, 6, you will have numbers like 1, 2, 3, 4, the same. The smallest integer which not present in this array, it's 5.
Okay. So I have just one question. So in case if it any of the element does contain -1, so let's say a negative element, so are we supposed to count it or we just going to ignore it?
Let's check, for example, together. Such example like -1, let it be even -3. We should return the smallest positive number which not present here. You see here we're missing -2, for example. But we should return only positive integers. Then we here don't present 0, but you have comments it should be greater than 0. Then the smallest positive number which not present in your array is 1. Got it?
Okay. So basically,
For
if
example, even if you add 2 there, the same result will be 1 because 1 is missing. And
let's say
it's the
if
smallest integer.
one is there, then basically we need to return. Not sure.
Yeah. 1 is the smallest one which you can return.
No, but I'm saying like if the one also contains in the second input, right? So do we need to, then what
What
should
we
we
will
do?
return in such case?
Okay, we are not
What's the
returning such.
smallest integer which not present here?
So for that we are returning nothing, is it?
Why? You have some number which not present. In your array is not present. 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 100. All these numbers are not present in your array. And you should return the smallest of them. So what's the smallest number not present in your array?
So I think it's 3, right? Then we should be
It's
returning 3.
3. Yeah?
Okay. Okay. Sounds good.
Got it?
Yeah, got it. Okay.
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 Then you can start if you don't have any additional questions.
Sure. Status. Yes, let it be this. Statement. So that is the set session, or you can say int smallest then we are going to get up so after name set what is smallest no this yes for present time
Okay, let's check. You add only positive numbers.
sorry let's call it a so we are getting you forgot to add the edge cases. Just for your
Yeah.
education. Just a minute. Let me think of through the edge cases that we have discussed over here. Edge.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think.
let's not wasting more time. I see that this should work.
Okay.
Thank you for proposed solution. I like that you choose set for removing duplicates. That you understand that you are not interested in negative number. All of these point very well. Thanks. And before, as we still have time, I want to discuss with you different data structures. Let's start with Hashmap. Could you please explain me how Hashmap works internally?
Yeah, sure. So Hashmap basically uses hash function to indicate. So basically, Hashmap works on the key value pair. So internally, it uses hash table, and basically, what really happens when we try to put an element over in the hash map. So we internally calculate the hash value of that particular object, and then basically based on the function, it will try figure out the key, and then basically it put down the value over there. So basically, it uses hash function to figure out what the key or what the bucket it should put the value inside. And with the use of the equals method, it basically helps us to retrieve the value from the hash map. Uh, and then basically to figure out what the bucket so which internally uses. So internally when we define a hash map, so it has a bucket of size 16, and when you put an element, since hash map allow one key as a null, so whenever you're passing that particular element, it would put into the first bucket or the zeroth index bucket. And then and all the other cases it will implement the hash function and then provide. So basically how hash function works is you can provide your own implementation if you're using custom object, but for the primitive or the wrapper classes, it uses its own implementation. Like for string, it uses the position of the characters. For int, it uses the length of the particular chars integer it uses. And also, there's some hash function which internally Java provides, like f and b hash functions also available. So with that particular using the hash function, you can evaluate the key. The key function is also uses the XOR operations. So hash, once you evaluate the hash code, it basically uses the AND operator, and then n minus one. So basically n is basically the bucket, and then n minus one. Then uh, whatever the bucket integer value it find, it will put the element over there. So yeah, internally it's how it works.
Yeah, okay, thanks for that. And the last question, let's discuss list interface and to his implementation like ArrayList and LinkedList. What's the difference between these two implementation?
Yeah, sure. So ArrayList is basically uh, internally uses array, but it's basically a dynamic array, and it uses a contiguous memory allocation, and it increases its size as and when the 50% of the element has been filled. The by default size is 10. It's basically uses for the for search base. It basically uses. It is good for the searching out the element since it's based out of indexes, but it is not good when it comes with insertion and deletion of the element, because it internally used to shift the bits in order to accommodate the new element. Now coming back to the linked list, it internally uses a linked list, uh, double linked list, and basically it is not a contiguous memory; it's a discrete memory. And it is connected via pointers, and it has three. Uh, Basically, if you're using a double linked list, so it uses its key and the value, and then the position of the next node. If there's no position, it uses null. And it is basically uses for it is better for insertion and deletion at basically it's good for insertion deletion, but it is not good in in such based scenario. since it is discrete memory space, so it takes a lot of computation in order to figure it out. Other than that, yeah, I think these are the primary ones.
Yeah, okay, for me it's enough. Maybe do you have any question from your side?
Yeah, hi. May I know what this particular hiring is for, some product suite, or is for something different, or is it like what we have, a plain or vanilla that we are using?
Yeah, for that I don't have details about project on
Mhm.
which you are hiring on. It's correct point to ask this question. It's your HR because
Okay.
he communicate with the team on which this position was prepared, and he knows more detail about project, about team, and so on.
Mhm.
I just know that you are hiring on AWS pool,
Okay.
this like project needs AWS as a cloud knowledge.
Mhm.
So be
Okay.
ready for that. So because on next interview will be more theoretical one. Let's return back a little bit. Today, by the end of the day, I provided my feedback to your HR, and he will contact you to schedule next interview session. As
Got
you
it.
see, this one was more about coding. We just check the ability to write code on the fly, to understand correct all requirements, how you think during coding, and so on. It's just more practical.
Okay.
It doesn't mean that you will use some algorithms on your project on daily routine. No, we just check how you think. Yeah, and next one will be more like real interview,
Okay.
where interviewer will ask you about your experience, all theoretical question which needs for project. And as I see that you are hiring on AWS pool,
Mhm.
be ready to have a question regarding this cloud.
Okay.
And
Got it.
about project, you can ask your HR because he has more details.
Sure,
Okay?
sure, sure. Yeah, sorry about the question, actually.
Okay, then I would like to say thank you for your time. I enjoyed time with you. Thanks for demonstrating me your knowledge, and I wish you good luck on next step of interview, and hope to see you soon in our company.
Yeah, sure. Thank you. Thank you, Anna. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye.